Just a little more with the stitches maker. We got a throttle cable, hopefully. Yeah, look, there just is not any room. Somebody please buy me a bigger garage. Subscribe. It's been causing more chaos. I hurt myself. Tired of this crap. Piled up on top of everything. Jesus feet. Hope you like that bounce. I don't even know if I can go down any further, can I? Oh, yeah. So, I was really having a hard time finding a throttle cable replacement, and a friend of mine made a suggestion. So, we're going to try and I can't get this bolt to turn in here, and let's see if we can do this without hurting myself. Really needed a face shield for that one. Because after I started doing that, I wanted to go ahead and come off, didn't it? Good gravy. So, if I'm lucky, which sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. A friend of mine made a comment, and I tend to agree with him a lot. But, you know what? I wonder, son of a biscuit. I don't know if that top screws off of that. It would be nice if that top screwed on and off. But I almost feel like, and it's highly unlikely, that actually screws. Oh, no. Nope. So they pinched it on there. And that might present a whole nother problem, so what I had thought maybe I was going to do was bring that through here and use that. So we're going to have to pause this and see if we can figure something else out. Alright, so hopefully this works. Right, we'll try this. If I put this through here, like yay, it's almost like that was meant to be. And then I jam of this nut in the back. Which is almost like it's meant to be. I'll put a little lock Loctite on that or something. We'll put some blue Loctite on it after I get the grease off of it. Definitely looks like this was something similar to whatever they had going on, whatever kind of menagerie was going on here. Now, did I knock this out of place or something? Because I feel like, yeah. I feel like that was right there. And then I should probably put some Never Seas down this whole thing, but that seems like a real mess. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Just try to keep it. I mean, it's not going to get stored outside as far as I know. But if I can provide some type of extra and now right out of the gate, we're going to have problems. That's not good. It feels like it should. Ow! God. I'm going to be the one with stitches with this thing soon. God gravy. You figure you'd be able to, I know, I guess I could just disconnect the freaking spring up there. All my tools are out in the, pickup truck because I was out gallivanting this morning trying to fix people's broken crap too. And yeah, I don't know. Felt like I could line that right back up, but that is going to be a real biscuit, isn't it? A little more time. That's all I need. A little more time. So, let's pull that out before we bend it up too much. Now I got Never Seas on everything. Remove this extra strong spring. Yeah, I doubt that'll come off really easy, right? Good gravy. Now, on the interim, let's remove this. Oh, God. Yes, there we go. Oh, we're at it. It's not like this stupid thing going up. Keep adding some Never Seas to that as we're pushing it down through the hose or the tube. Oh, that's it. Well, it's not coming out the end yet. Yikes. There we go. See, the spring needs to be on the back. What I could do, I guess, is take that little locking mechanism out and put the nub on the back of that so that it returns. But it's definitely long enough. Definitely able to have a gentle bend into the carburetor. It's just that the spring, the strong spring, is not on this end. So it makes it very, very, very unsafe. So we got to figure out how to bring that choke lever back down. Not that this whole thing's safe. There is no safety in this thing whatsoever, but we'll try to fabric cobble something in here. Like I said, it would have been really nice if that would have pushed out and yeah, there's not without taking that out. So I'll have to take the screw out. We can probably get the choke lever behind that nut so when it pulls it back, it's pulling against that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a bigger nut on that. And then, yeah, the stitches maker should really be ready to take its debut run. I'm not sure when the last time it is that it ran. I'll have to wrap some of these up and try to, yeah, just try to make it a little bit safer. There's no, like I said, I'm going to put a cutoff switch. I don't know if you can see here. Maybe I just hit the stop button, but this isn't, you know, first off, this isn't made for, it's not made for an adult. And it would be nice to maybe have that cutoff switch. Would have been nice to, oh, good God, it hurts your butthole. Would have been nice to have that cutoff switch right in here. But there's no way to bring, this seems like a solid tube here, someone welded on here. And you know, maybe this came from a kid of some sort or another at one point. But it would have been cool to put the switch up in here. I think what we'll do is we'll rewrap this with some fresh electric tape too. For looks like there's been quite a few layers put on there. But we got some fresh stuff we can wrap on that one. But would have been nice to have an on-off switch right there, either to push in. What I might be able to do is if I wire it down underneath and then out onto the outside of this switch and drill a hole and drag the wire up through and then drag a wire back down and ground it out somewhere on the chassis just so that there is a switch here if somebody gets scared. Either a push button or a toggle switch. I think we'll do a toggle switch because if somebody's scared, they can just pop it, or something, you know, doesn't go quite as right. So we'll run the ground wire from here along the bottom of the unit. Maybe tap a hole somewhere in here, a small hole to drag a wire up through, and then we'll wrap it around this. These seem hollow, so I think we can probably tap a hole. This looks like it has a weld in the center of it, so I don't think we're gonna fiddle with that, but we'll tap a hole next to the side here and then drag it back up. The bad thing is we'll have to pull a wire back down so we can ground it out. Hopefully this is part of the chassis. The other day I said there were 3 colors on here. This actually had a blue on it at 1.2. I know you probably can't see it on the steering. Maybe down here you can see it, but there's actually a blue. I don't know what you can see. There was a blue on here too. Maybe a couple of different color blues. So I think we're one step closer to the Stitches Maker here. Ow. Let's just see what we want to do here. So we're going to, I think we're good with the throttle cable, as long as we can go ahead and get that up behind. Up behind that. I got something in my eye, dang it. I said we're gonna quit for today. This is definitely a good spot. I think if we can get that knob behind that, I'll put a bigger nut on there, and that way this spring can actually return and let the governor come back in. We're gonna have to fiddle with that governor a little bit. There's some odd screws that are loose on here. It definitely looks like it. If you look over on this side, it definitely looks like it took a good hit somewhere. Somebody added a spool of wire from a MIG welder or an old flux core welder onto that. And let me get this back into Cole's hands, because I'm tired of tripping over it. I took a hunk of skin out of my leg last night. So it's really, really uncomfortable. And Stitches Maker. Alright, well, I believe we have finalized the operations of this this little Stitches Maker. I might add just a few finishing touches. I have it's hard to move around this garage. So we created a switch or a throttle that hopefully will work. Unfortunately, there's no limit, so the kids can really romp on it and burn this engine up. I did put, I think I put 1045 in this, just because I figured it would get beat on. Hey, look, here comes Jeffy! Jeffy! What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Working on my Stitches Maker here. Alright, so we added a couple additions to this. I was pointing out here, we added it was a choke cable. Thankfully this has a nice, good, strong spring in the front to pull that back. If we need to, we can probably get a stronger spring on that. And I think I might have pointed this out before I get distracted with Jeffy there, but I actually have, I left this hang here just in case a parent needs to grab it and short it out back here. But I just have a feeling that, maybe if a kid starts laying on it or something, this is very hodgepodgey. There's no doubt about that. But it's there was a screw back here too, that because there's no choke on this. So I guess the screw was for spraying Chooch juice in it. And if you have a nozzle, you can fit that right in there, but I don't have a nozzle right now. I can't tell you how much I put a lot of time into this. I put more time in this than I'd like to admit. But hopefully tomorrow, if it's not raining out too bad, we'll try to get the Stitches Maker out and give it a finale try, or I should a trial. I got quite a bit of video that I put together. The bad thing about this is you can't really kink this, so it's kind of got to hang out there because I didn't have any other options. I could have probably found a choke cable that had a 90 with a solid wire in it, but this was like $10 and some change, and another trip over to Advanced Auto. I still got to stop at the Up Store and return some stuff, do some clipping here. Like I said, hopefully the switch there in the front will help to alleviate some BS if it gets out of control or something does happen. I drilled the wire down through, and I guess maybe I'll see if I can tape that to the unit as well. Drew the wire down through and then ran it up through the back. And new head gasket, new gaskets on the between the gas can and the carburetor, new pump gasket in the carburetor. The only thing I didn't really get a chance to find was some gasket material for the gas can itself. But I think at this rate, I have spent way too much time fuddling around with this. And it looks like somebody, and I pointed this out in a previous video, somebody really smacked the crap out of that and had to do some repairs to the Stitches Maker. This is how I fabric cobbled this particular setup. This was a choke switch, so you know, someone may have to pull back on it because it really sometimes doesn't want to go all the way back. I mean, it's just this whole setup was not quite, I mean, I don't know, it is what it is. It runs, that's what I'll say. So hopefully this will make Nicole happy. Hopefully this will make the kids happy. I've tried to do my best to make it as safe as possible for what it is, and I think it'll be fun. The thing is that the kids will not have the inability to smash the gas and burn the machine up. They will be able to floor it without putting some type of mechanism in place to stop them from doing that. But hopefully the heavier weight gas or heavier weight oil in this unit will keep it from burning up. All right, it's a Saturday and it's raining out there, and Jeffy has left. He bought a new Gravely, and hopefully we get this back to Nicole tomorrow. I'll give you a quick update on the Stitches Maker. I got to stitch some of this together. I still need to figure out a throttle cable arrangement. The bad thing is this governor rod is like bent, like it's pretty loose. It's probably looser than that. Yeah, well, we'll keep those comments to myself. But yeah, I had to take the brake rod out of here last night. That was a struggle. My neighbor Frankie came over. We put some new cotter pins in down here as well, but because it was bent out so far, I'm thinking it might have been bent out to go ahead and make clearance for the tire. But there's no suspension on here. Chain's a little loose. I did try to go ahead and tighten it up, but that's a real pain in the biscuit. I don't really have a go-kart lift per se, but we did end up cutting a chain out. Thankfully it came with 2 master links, because I lost part of the one master link somewhere on this garage floor. Filled the tires up with some air, re-greased that spindle down in there. I literally, Frank and I were adding it up, and I spent like 3 hours fiddling around with this brake pedal system, because bar was not coming, this paddle was not coming all the way back to hit the brakes, and or hit the tire to even stop the clutch from spinning, which is problematic. So you know, at least to try to make it somewhat safer than it is, we were able to heat that up with the old MAP gas, and got it to bend back far enough that we were able to remove the set screws and slide that whole rod out, and yeah, Frank's pretty helpful if you watch some of the videos. So we got it to start, we got it to run. There's no emergency brake, so the bad thing about it, getting it to run, basically someone needs to go ahead and start it for the person that's on the machine, and they have their foot on the brake, because you know, this old carburetor setup, the governor plate is definitely a little waffled out. I might try to go ahead and fiddle with that a little bit to try to make it a little bit safer and get it to actually idle down here, but you can see there's some resistance, which isn't good. You kind of needed to set all the way back in there, but if you start fiddling with it too much, it just seems like it won't go any further. So we'll have to remove the cover again on the recoil and see if we can bend that plate in a little bit to get that to sit at an idle instead of being out here already. Other than that, yeah, we're just trying to figure that out, and then I'll probably wire a ground switch in here somewhere to try to offer a safety switch. I don't think I can run it up through the steering column because it would take a lot of wire, number one. I might be able to attach it in the top here. There's some holes already here that I think that's just an Allen key though, so it's probably not a hole. And it looks like it's had 3 different paint jobs at one point: green, red, and silver. And hopefully, like I said, this weekend I can figure out a way to go ahead and do this this whole throttle arrangement. The original one came through, so that means it had a knurl, I guess, or a barrel on the end maybe. If you look at the front of this, it looks like it was round or maybe slotted or nutted or something of the sort. So I'm going to have to send this cable back because my dreams of trying to adapt that to this mechanism here are probably not going to really come to fruition. Really would have been nice if they had the throttle cable for it, but it seems like this probably was sitting for quite a little while. And if I'm lucky, maybe tomorrow I can find somebody with a little gasket material and make a gasket for that too, and try to make that a little bit safer as well. Yeah, so I won't start it up because I have the wheels on the ground, and it definitely will make contact and wreck everything that's already wrecked over in that direction. And we have a couple mowers to go ahead and fix today.